let's talk some Alabama recruiting. The Tide are sitting at number 5 in the Rivals industry rankings. They got 5 5-stars committed, a 5-star on the board that just cut his list down, and we got a 5-star joining us. Tim Watts, Bama Online. We got to talk about a 5-star commitment. Jyra Edwards made his decision live on Saturday. Tim, when did this really end? Because when he canceled that Oregon visit, I mean, at that point, was he already in the boat with Alabama?
Yeah, I think so. That's something you look for during the official visit weekends is when a guy takes a school, visits a school, you hear he's really trending that way, loved the visit, and then he canceled. And that's what we were waiting on. We knew the feedback was Edwards had absolutely been blown away. The Tide staff had did an amazing job recruiting him. Middle of the week, he cancels Texas A&M and Oregon. Went really quiet from that point forward. Kind of had to wait. We thought maybe he might, sneak in earlier than that July 5th date he had, but he stuck with it, committed to Alabama, and it's a massive pickup for him.
Absolutely. And Alabama fans, we are excited here. Jump on board, hit subscribe. We're talking Bama recruiting all off season long. We're not going to stop now. So, Tim, let's get into the secondary. How are you feeling about the Tide secondary class with Edwards in the boat?
Yeah, I think you look at what Mo Linguist did last year, and this year you turn around and look, Jordan Edmonds, he's also a 5-star commitment in that secondary. They got a couple of guys they like. We don't even talk about Zion Gibson enough, and he's in that top 100 range, committed right around Christmas, has took a couple official visits and locked it down. But you get 2 5-stars there. Last year, you love what they got with Dijon Lee, Ivan Taylor, Chuck McDonald. They did a great job. Very high quality. Might not be as many as some people expected, but they sneak up there pretty quick and get into that 7 or 8 range these last 2 classes.
All right, so we got a 5-star on the board. I teased it. He's narrowed his list. We're talking in-state target. Tank Jones, the elite edge, is down to 3. Alabama, Oregon, Texas A&M, and Tim, we don't have a decision date, but I'm going to assume it's coming this summer. So out of these 3, well, Oregon and A&M, who do you view as the biggest competition?
Let's assume anything with Tank. He's been very quiet. He's kept exactly what he said he would do. He kept his unofficial visits low key, his official visits low key. I know from the Alabama end, they did a fantastic job. They've still got it. You're looking at a guy that can project anywhere from Wolf, anywhere on the defensive line, basically. He's got that body type. He's that elite type prospect that you look for. I mean, obviously, if he's going to stay in the state of Alabama, it's going to be Alabama, even though early on Auburn felt they had some optimism at one point. But, we hear a lot about Texas A&M. I wouldn't count out Oregon. I think it's too early to have like a prediction, but I do think Alabama's did everything it needed to and could do to up to this stage.
All right. So when we look at Alabama's defensive line recruiting, it looks like are they done on the defensive front?
Not necessarily. They have 4 committed. Going into the cycle, we knew they wanted a big group. They've got 4, as I said. Nolan Wilson's obviously a monster get. He went on July 4th. Big fireworks for Crimson Tide fans. A top priority, had offers across the country. Miami came in really, really strong. I think they would add another one. Nolan Wilson, again, could project at that Wolf outside linebacker position or move inside depending on his body type. So it depends on what you label him as. Also, Elijah Golden. There's still some communication there. I know Notre Dame felt a little bit of confidence, but I do know they're still talking with Alabama.
All right, so outside of defensive line, is there really a position of need left to fill?
Yeah, I think they want to get another offensive lineman. They're very particular on the offensive lineman. We've seen that with Coach Cap, who's the offensive line coach at Alabama, and Courtney Morgan being the GM and playing offensive line at Michigan. Very, very particular. So that list has kind of dwindled down. They like Bryson Cooley. He ended up committing to LSU. They still like Wilson Zaire, whose brother played at Auburn. So that's been another quiet recruitment. So I think they'll go into this senior year if they don't get the guy they want, looking for others. We saw them offer Bear Fretwell, an offensive lineman. Looks like a huge upside guy, 6'7", 477. Rusty Manziel told me at one of his camps that he was at. Committed to Georgia Tech. So they'll keep knocking on doors and kicking over rocks, I think, till they get that third guy.
All right, Bama fans, tap in. How do you feel now that the dust is kind of settled on the latest run of commitments? Who do you feel is the top target still left on the board? Let us know. Comment section below.